Hello everybody, Brother Gerald, YouTube philosopher. And I'm here at a beautiful house in Orange County. Property owners have yet to move in, or they moved out on account of a fire that they had here. And so they hired me to be the master electrician. And so I was hired to come in here and make verification that the wiring system was okay. And in the middle of doing the wiring, the customer had some changes that they wanted to make. So basically they have center island fixtures that they wanted to have installed over a new island because they didn't have an island in this kitchen before, and then they redid their cabinetry. And now they got this extra lighting. They wanted some lighting underneath the cabinets and on top. And the previous general contractor came in and he had done some wiring, and the wiring was it wasn't making sense to me because I could not chain everything together to make the lights that are going to go underneath the cabinets work. And so we got some wires that are here. I basically cut them really short, and I'm just going to mud over those. I don't know what they're connected to, but I mean, I did as many tests as I could to trace where that wire is, short of ripping open the wall, and to me, was not prepared to do all of that. So what I decided to do was run another wire, and this is a 14 gauge wire. We're going to actually drill a hole through this wood cabinet, and we're going to bring this wire from behind the wall into this cabinet here, and then we're going to have a light fixture, and then we'll run what they call MC light cable outside underneath the cabinet to connect the lights that are going to go underneath here. But one of the issues that the homeowner had was that they wanted the lights when they walk into the kitchen. They want the controls to be there, but they also wanted to be able to turn the underneath cabinet lights as well as the above cabinet lights. They wanted to be able to turn them on here as well. Because to me, it's a good decision, but it was a decision I could have lived without. But my thing is, you look out here in the backyard. I mean, they have a outdoor kitchen. I mean, this house is. This is a pimped out house, man. I mean, in fact, we'll take a little side trip here and just kind of gaze at this homeowner's backyard. I mean, this is what I'm working towards. This is what I feel I could have had if my wife had only been willing to really work with me and not just work. Look at this. This is a beautiful house here. And the homeowners, they're ready to move back in. They kind of have been here in an apartment, but but they hired me to take care of that and also do some other lighting upstairs. So today, what I'm doing here, and I'm going to take another video once I get done, just to show you that not only am I an electrician, but I'm also good at plasterwork. Because I don't know if you guys can see this. This wall right here was a wall that I had to rip open to make access for some wires to connect to a light fixture that's just on the other side of this door. And there it is. Here's the light fixture on the other side of the door. So the thing was, the control to that light was way over here, inside this room here. I don't know if this door is locked, but anyway, there's a light switch on the inside of this door that turned this light on, and this light was chained and connected to that light. But the homeowners had this patio cover built over to give them a little more patio and shade. And so I guess in the course of them putting in these beams for the patio, one of these screws ended up causing a short, which didn't allow that to work, and it caused the circuit breakers that service this fixture to not operate properly. So what I had to do was rip open that wall as well as this one, and then rip open the wall upstairs, because they didn't have a control in the kitchen area for those two lights. So what the homeowner wanted me to do was set up a switch control that no matter which way they entered from the backyard, they'd be able to turn those porch lights on the outside of the house on. So I had to run a loop of wire chaining those two switches together that in turn would control those lights. And that's basically what I did there. And so we'll walk over here and you'll see relatively, it doesn't even look like I did much here because there's the switch that control outdoor lights, but it's a three-way switch now instead of just a single switch turning on the lights. And you can see where I actually had to rip open the wall, but you can't really see, you know, where the cut was made. You just see a nicely smooth finished wall. And that's basically one of the things I pride myself on. Not only am I an electrician, not only am I a plumber, not only am I a heating and air contractor, but I'm one of the few contractors that specialize in not being specialized. So I would consider myself a polymath, but I'm not quite, I don't think I'm quite there yet, but I feel like maybe in another 10 years I will be. But anyway, here's the bathroom, and here's another pathway. I had to rip open this wall in order to get that loop of wire up into the attic to jump over to that other room, and I had to patch that up. And over here, there wasn't a light fixture over this bathtub because this bathtub wasn't here. So they hired another contractor to reconfigure everything, but in the course of them firing the other electrician, they asked me to kind of come in and take over, and could I put a chandelier over the tub. And so I did some measurements, and I think you can kind of see that chandelier is dead bang center over the drain hole of the bathtub. And so that's another spot that I did. And then in here, I had to rip open this wall, and that was to drop that loop down to the second switch, that single switch that's in that last room that we left before we came up here. Yeah, and they had some 6-inch recessed cans that got just disconnected, and another plaster company came in and patched up the ceiling, and we ended up installing these 4-inch cans, and we got the switch controls here, but having some problems making these things turn on and off. So I think my apprentice might have plugged into one of those old 6-inch cans. And so what we're going to do is disconnect it and plug it into the 4-inch cans. And the 4-inch cans are all chained together, so when we turn the switch on there, they'll all come in together. In this bathroom, we got 2 double sinks, and one of the problems was that the homeowner gave me a printout, a drawing showing where the light and the sinks were going to line up on the cabinet. But as you can see here, where I put them, according to the specifications, was not where they actually needed to go. So today we came in and basically struck a straight line, and we centered it over the fixtures. And we did the same thing over here, and you can see that they are pretty much at the same level. So later on today, once this sets up, we'll float it out real nice and smooth, and then we'll shoot a texture to match, and then we'll be out of here. But if that wasn't enough, and there's my young apprentice, my young Padawan. His name's Eric. He's a nice young man. He's in architecture school at, what is it? East LA College, I think it is. Yeah, East LA College. But as you can see, this light fixture was just here as a result of the house being originally built. So the only thing I did was set the fixture in place, and then about a month later, the plumbers come in and the homeowner is telling me, go ahead, put the fixture in. I put it in, it's not centered. So we got an extra little change order charge for that. And my young apprentice, he's doing the switch over for me. We might get a floating box for that one, Eric, but if not, we'll open up the wall and we'll put one of those arm bars.
There's a stud behind that.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so we just notch it out and set the box in place. Yeah. Okay, great. And so I'm going to walk through one last time after we get everything put together, and then hopefully after the other contractor comes in and takes care of all of these plaster defects that the homeowner's pointing out with all these tape marks on the wall. Hopefully I can come back and do a walkthrough with the house completely put together and in order. And I won't say who the owner is or what they do for a living or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't mind one way or the other, but I think just to have them mention on the video as far as just their home is sufficient. But these are the kinds of jobs that I get all year long, and the quality of them since I've been putting some of these things up on YouTube has been increasingly better. The jobs are paying better. The clients really appreciate and value my skills, and it's just becoming a snowball kind of a thing. And so I just tell everybody, if you really want to try to blame somebody for your failure, you need to just look in the mirror. It's you. You're the problem. And the way you solve that problem is you change. And this is what the Bible teaches. The Bible teaches that a wise man changeth. And change is good. Change will allow you to grow and become something other than what you are right now. And I just hope that in seeing this, you guys don't look at me as bragging, but really just being very proud and giving God the glory, because it was in following His word that put me in the position that I'm in today. My oldest son is 23 years old, and 23 years ago on the day that he was born was the day that I committed myself to seeking God. But the funny thing about that is the Bible told me that I wasn't seeking Him at all. He was the one who guided me and directed me, and I had a freedom to choose to continue to follow Him or to go my own way. And I look back and I just see my life as being something much better than it could have ever been had I tried to orchestrate it on my own. So I think I'm thinking a lot clearly. And with that, I've received blessings, and I really hope that this short video encourages people to think clearly and get those blessings God would have all of us to enjoy. So peace to you all.